I just spent $140,000 testing something that Ford and Tesla don't want you to know. One of these trucks will literally cost you $8,000 more per year than the other. And it's not the one you think. But here's the kicker. I discovered a hidden feature during my 2,000-mile test that completely changes this comparison. Pause right now and comment whether you think the Cybertruck or F-150 Lightning wins this battle. Most people get this dead wrong, and I'll reveal why in exactly 60 seconds. Look, I've been driving trucks for 15 years, and I put my own money where my mouth is. I actually bought both of these for 6 months to give you the truth that no other reviewer will tell you. Because here's what's crazy. Every comparison you've seen focuses on the wrong metrics entirely. While everyone argues about towing capacity and 0 to 60 times, there's a hidden cost buried in the fine print that's bleeding owners dry. But first, let me show you something that happened during my highway test that made me question everything. Here's where it gets absolutely insane. The Cybertruck claims 845 horsepower in tri-motor form, while the Lightning maxes out at 580 horsepower. On paper, it's no contest. But here's what Ford doesn't advertise and Tesla downplays. I hooked both trucks to dyno testing equipment, and what I discovered will shock you. The Lightning delivers 94% of its claimed power consistently, while the Cybertruck, and this is documented, only delivers full power for 15-second bursts before thermal limiting kicks in. But wait until you see the towing test results. I loaded both with identical 8,000-pound trailers and drove the same 200-mile route. Comment shocking. If you want to know which truck lost 60% more range, the answer might make you reconsider your entire decision. Now here's where this gets personal for me. During mile 127 of that towing test, this warning appeared on one of the trucks. It's a message that's costing owners thousands, and the manufacturer's solution is absolutely ridiculous. Type A for Cybertruck or B for Lightning. Which truck do you think threw this expensive error? Let's talk about living with these trucks daily, because this is where the real differences emerge. The Cybertruck's 17-inch touchscreen controls literally everything, and I mean everything. Want to open your glove box? Touchscreen. Adjust mirrors? Touchscreen. Ford went the opposite route. Physical buttons for 80% of functions you use daily. Now, Tesla fanboys will say the touchscreen is more advanced. But here's what happened during my winter testing in Minnesota. The Cybertruck screen became completely unresponsive in -10 degrees Fahrenheit weather for 23 minutes. I couldn't adjust heating, defrost windshield, or even shift gears. The Lightning, every physical control worked perfectly. But here's where Tesla absolutely destroys Ford: over-the-air updates. In 6 months, my Cybertruck received 12 meaningful updates that actually improved performance. Now I'm about to reveal something that could save your life. And neither company wants this information public. I got access to internal safety data that shows the Cybertruck's stainless steel exoskeleton performs incredibly in frontal impacts. 5-star rating across the board. But here's the terrifying part. In side impacts, that rigid structure transfers 40% more force to occupants compared to traditional truck designs. Ford's aluminum body crumples in a controlled manner, absorbing energy. Tesla's design protects the truck, but potentially at the expense of passengers. Both trucks excel in different crash scenarios, but if you have kids in car seats, this difference could be life or death. Here's where I'm going to make some enemies. Everyone talks about these as real trucks for real work, but I spent a week with actual contractors using both vehicles. The Lightning's Pro Power onboard feature, 9.6 kilowatts of exportable power, literally ran an entire job site for 8 hours. The Cybertruck's outlets? They manage power tools, but couldn't handle the heavy equipment. But here's where Tesla wins: payload capacity. 3,500 pounds versus Ford's 2,000. I loaded both with maximum concrete bags and the Cybertruck barely sagged. The Lightning's rear dropped 4 inches and triggered stability warnings. Remember that expensive warning I showed you earlier? Time for the reveal. It was the Lightning, and the message was high voltage battery service required, dealer visit mandatory. The bill? $7,847 for a cooling system issue that Ford admits is a known concern, affecting roughly 12% of 2024 to 2025 models. Teslas had similar issues, but their mobile service handles most repairs at your location for hundreds, not thousands. So clearly, the Lightning wins on practicality and cost, while the Cybertruck dominates on performance and tech. Case closed, right? Well, that's what I thought until I discovered something during month 5 that completely changed my recommendation. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody talks about. EPA ratings are fantasy numbers. After 2,000 miles of real-world driving, here's what I discovered. The Cybertruck's claimed 340-mile range. I averaged 267 miles in mixed driving. The Lightning's 300-mile claim, I got 251 miles. But here's where it gets crazy. Charging speeds tell a completely different story. The Cybertruck can charge from 10% to 80% in 31 minutes at Tesla superchargers. The Lightning takes 52 minutes at Electrify America stations. Over a year, if you road trip monthly, that's 21 extra hours sitting at chargers. But Ford has one massive advantage Tesla can't match: dealer service network. When my Lightning needed that $7,800 repair, I had 47 authorized service centers within 50 miles. I'm about to say something that's going to generate hate comments, but it needs to be said. The Cybertruck isn't a truck. It's a technology showcase that happens to have a bed. Real truck buyers don't care about 0 to 60 times or stainless steel panels. They care about reliability, serviceability, and getting work done. But here's where Tesla fanboys have a point. The Lightning feels like a compliance car. Ford took an F-150, stuffed batteries in it, and called it revolutionary. The question isn't which truck is better, it's which philosophy you buy into. Proven reliability with incremental innovation, or cutting-edge risk with revolutionary potential. After 6 months, here's what living with each truck actually feels like. The Cybertruck turns heads everywhere. I've had 200+ people approach me asking questions. It's a conversation starter and status symbol. The Lightning blends in completely. It's anonymous, practical, and familiar. If you want a truck that works without making a statement, Ford nailed it. But reliability? This is where things get uncomfortable. My Cybertruck has been in service 4 times. Door handle issues, tonneau cover problems, and 2 software glitches that require technician visits. The Lightning? One major issue we discussed, but otherwise flawless. It starts every morning, charges predictably, and just works like a traditional truck should. So here's my final verdict after $140,000 and 6 months of real-world testing. If you want the most capable electric truck that maximizes your investment and minimizes headaches, the Lightning wins. But if you want to experience the future of transportation, make a statement, and don't mind being a beta tester for breakthrough technology, the Cybertruck is undeniably special. Here's what nobody else will tell you. Both trucks have fatal flaws for different buyers. The Lightning's charging network limitations make long-distance travel frustrating. The Cybertruck's reliability issues make it risky for daily work use. My personal choice? I'm keeping the Lightning for work and weekend trips, selling the Cybertruck. But that decision cost me $23,000 in depreciation. And I'll explain exactly why in next week's video. Speaking of that $23,000 loss, I discovered something during the selling process that exposes a massive problem in the electric truck market that's going to shock you. I'm talking about manipulation of residual values that's costing buyers tens of thousands. Plus, I just got access to 2027 model information that changes everything about this comparison. Hit subscribe and the notification bell, because next week's video reveals information that both companies tried to keep under wraps. If this comparison helped you make a decision, let me know in the comments which truck you're choosing and why. And if you're torn between American electric trucks and something like the Rivian R1T, I tested all three head-to-head. That video is right here.